don't have that fullback going past that centre line. Even if the forward or the marking player has gone past that centre line, he's dragging you, she's dragging you into a situation, into an area where you don't really want to be. Welcome to Highlight the Roots. Today we've got 6 essentials for a football coach. Social distancing again and self-isolation means that I'm at home recording this again. So I've got my boy Candy with me and my boy Billy. We're going to give you these essentials, not in any particular order. Hang around towards the end of the video and I've got a really cool coaching tip that will get you your players to develop at any age and any level. In the meantime, if you get something out of this video, please drop a like, drop a subscribe. We're looking for community support. We're looking for people to help get this show going, as I've said before. Happy to give you guys as much information as we can and as much advice. So please do get liking, get subscribing. It's really important for us to grow. Really important. It helps out YouTube with the algorithm. I've done all these YouTube videos on good thumbnails and good titles, etc. for you guys to find exactly the content that I want to deliver to you. Right, let's get straight into it. At number 6, I'm going to kick us off with footballs. We cannot play football without a football. You can use different size balls, which is our first little tip. But obviously, having a good amount of footballs for a session is really essential. If you turn up for a session with 1 football, you'll get a session, no problem. If you turn up for a session of 12 players or 10 players, 14 or 15 players, and you've got a bag full of footballs, brilliant. You know, you can do so much with that. You can have one session going off in one area, 1v1, 2v1, whatever you want to do. Another thing as well is if you've got different size footballs, if you've got access to different size footballs, maybe a tennis ball, different weights of footballs. You know, possession is important in football, but individual players, they've got to develop, they've got to have good control, good ball control, allowing for you guys to create a possession game once your players have got good ball control. Ball control should never stop. The development should never stop. From a young age, it's one of the first things to learn with ball mastery skills, sessions that you guys put on, but it should never ever stop learning ball control. And as I said, different size balls are going to help with this ball control. Cool. Tip number 5, bibs. My boy Candeep's going to lead you into this.
One of the essentials for a coach is bibs. Now, bibs, they allow you to create teams, therefore you can play matches and stuff. You can split your players into groups and stuff. As well as this, they can be used as objects. So for example, you can use bibs in team building exercises where like they might be thrown around and stuff, or you can use them in your warm-up. The important thing about bibs is they avoid confusion. So if you have bibs and stuff, players know what teams they're on. It just makes it a lot easier for a coach if you have bibs. So bibs is an essential.
Nice one, Candy. Okay, so my next one would be knowledge. Anyone can take a session. Anyone can put a football session on. We've seen so many YouTube videos where coaches are saying, put your cones down here, put your balls down here. It's so easy for us to look at a session and lay our cones in the right areas. Having extensive knowledge of football is going to progress your players' development at a super fast pace, much faster than those that don't really go into the ins and outs of why we do this and what are the benefits of doing a certain situation. If you've got players coming to you, asking you, Coach, why have we done this? What's the benefit of it? Why don't I do it like this? For you to give them an answer is going to give them confidence in the fact that you're a knowledgeable person, you're a knowledgeable football coach, and it's going to lead your team to believe in you. If you're getting to the point where the team development is as much as the player development, that's a huge thing, especially, as you obviously older teams. They need to know, their players need to know you know what you're talking about. So when Billy talks to you in the next one about confidence, football knowledge and knowledge of the actual game is massive for you. So let's listen to what Billy's got to say on our next tip.
Confidence is key because if you're confident, that comes over to the players, that comes over to the people you're teaching, the people you're demonstrating to. If you're showing something or teaching something you're not quite confident on, that'll come across. And will the students or will the players believe in you? I'm not so sure they will if you don't come across as if you're confident. There's more chance of a player believing in a coach that doesn't know what he's on about, if he does it confidently, than one that does know what he's on about, but does it a bit wishy-washy and doesn't really put across that he does know what he's on about. So that's the first one. Second one I mentioned, you've got to have confidence in yourself to deliver your sessions. If you haven't got confidence within yourself, then you're always going to be failing. You're always going to have in the back of your mind you're doing things wrong. It won't let your sessions flow. Won't let the things you're trying to teach flow. So you must have confidence in yourself if you want to be a good coach. Look at the best coaches in the world. Jose Mourinho, more than confident. Pep Gaurdiola, more than confident. That comes across. Confidence is essential because it shows that you know what you're on about. It shows that the information that you're delivering is the correct information. If you're not confident in what you're delivering, chances are it's because it might not be correct. So if you're confident, that's one great key indicator that you're doing the correct things. If you believe in it, if you truly think these are the correct procedures, the correct philosophies that you are teaching, then it's more than likely, then it will more than likely work.
Nice one, Billy. Confidence is a huge thing. If your players are playing with confidence, chances are they're going to win football matches. They're going to play right to their highest levels with confidence. Look at teams, look at Liverpool. Liverpool this season, playing situation in games where they probably could have made a draw, probably actually could have got beaten a couple of them, but their confidence levels are sky high. So they're going on to win games that maybe they shouldn't have actually won. They're going on to get what people would perceive as a bit of luck. You know, I know the VAR thing's gone around and people think it's luck. It could well be. However, their confidence to score, their confidence to play how the coach wants them to play is huge. So, confidence in your players is going to come from confidence in you. Confident person, shoulders back, the way you look, the way you come across to people, the way you shake someone's hand when they turn up to training, the way you deliver your sessions. Be confident, be happy in the knowledge that you know what you're doing, and show the world that you are the best coach out there. I think Candeep's got another one for us. Off you go, Candeep.
Okay guys, so cones, they're important because they allow you to mark out areas so you can mark a pitch out. They can be used for ABC exercises, so when you're working on agility, balance, coordination, cones that can be marked out on the floor where players have to dribble to somewhere or they've got to run to somewhere, which links into working on speed, agility and quickness. And they can be used for goals and gates, so you can use cones to mark out goals and gates. I do that a lot and it's helpful, especially if you don't have nets and stuff. Cones can be used to mark out as goals. They can be used as obstacles to work on interference, so you can just put cones around and stuff, and like players got to try and avoid them, they've got to try and dribble around them. They can be used as a guide, so you've got to go from like station to station, so you can use cones for that. They're essential because, as I've just described, they allow you to do a number of different things, and also there are different types of cones that you can use. There's traffic cones, there's just normal cones, I think they're called marker cones, there's also flat cones as well, so there's a lot of different types of cones you can use for different things, so cones are another essential.
Okay, and our final tip for today, and don't forget just to hang around just after this tip, I've got a little bonus bit of advice for coaches that will guarantee a little bit of development for your players and a little bit of development maybe for some of you coaches, as I don't hear many coaches talking of this situation that I bring up to my players. Okay, so for me, self-awareness. Self-awareness is huge. Understanding the rationale and irrational nature of humans is massive. Knowing why we do what we do and his ability to monitor our emotions from moment to moment is huge for me. It helps us understand ourselves better. It helps us understand your players better, exactly why they're doing what they're doing. Being self-aware of the information you're giving to your players, so important. Key ways to improve self-awareness, reflection. Every good coach will reflect on their sessions and reflect on their actions of what they've done during a session, during a game. Coaches can relate, I know you can. You're going to go to bed at night time after a session, wondering if you could have done it better, wondering if what you could improve next time, what you will improve next time. Any kind of reflection is good. Writing it down is brilliant. Keeping a journal, excellent. Reflecting in the car on the way home from a session happens all the time. I've done it. Everyone's done it. You know, you guys are doing it. Have goals. Have plans. This is going to help your self-awareness. It's going to improve your self-awareness. You know, small goals at the start, bigger goals towards the end. depending on what level you're at, where you want to be. Also, ask trusted people to describe you. Get some feedback on the type of character that people see what you are rather than what you see. Giving yourself an idea of what you show the world, the type of person you are. Once you've got that information, work on the negatives, turn them around into positives, work on the positives and make those positives better for you to become a better person and a better football coach. Right, I promised you all a little tip towards the end. I'm going to give it to you right now. This is something that I just developed my players with. I noticed a lot of situations. I'll put a little graphic up here from Tactical Pad, defending. So we have players defending. You get your fullbacks going too far over what I call a centre line. Now that's a magic couple of words. Centre line. Okay, I go from the centre spot to the penalty spot. Gives you a centre line. Any goalkeeper will tell you when they're facing a penalty or when they get into a situation of a game, can't happen so much on a 4G pitch anymore, but old-fashioned goalkeepers used to rub their studs right in the middle of the goal so they would keep their own centre line. Why shouldn't outfield players do this? Outfield players can see a centre line, centre spot, straight down to the penalty spot. If the player's over one side, as I'll show you in the clip right now, don't have that fullback going past that centre line. Even if the forward or the marking player has gone past that centre line, he's dragging you, she's dragging you into a situation, into an area where you don't really want to be, because your recovery run back into that space that you've left is going to take so much more time. Split seconds in football are huge. So, centre line, hold that centre line as a fullback, hold that centre line as a midfielder, hold that centre line as a centre back. Whatever you need to do, let the player go, give that player a few yards, trust your recovery run. If the ball comes into this situation like I'll show you now, in you go, get yourself in there, trust that recovery run. If you don't, you're leaving so much space in behind. If that ball gets switched, if you're playing at a top level, that ball will get switched so quickly, and before you know it, somebody on the other side is going to be through, a fullback maybe, one-on-one versus a keeper, chance at goal. If you give yourself that little bit of situation where you are not crossing that centre line, boom, you're in there, causing them a problem. That's my little tip for today. Please, as I've said to you before, I hope you guys are enjoying these shows that we're putting out. Apologies that we're not all together doing these shows in a big area like we started off with. We are trying to deliver some content, even the way the world is at the moment. I want you all to stay safe and healthy. We'll get back to football soon, I'm sure we will. If you're watching this in a couple of years' time, you'll be thinking, oh my God, those days were so difficult without football, without training, without games. If you're watching this right now while we're still in this situation of isolation and social distancing, it's a difficult time for us all. We're all missing football, so I hope you get a little bit out of this show. Like, subscribe, check out any social media we've got coming on up at the moment. I'll keep putting links in below. Check out our shows before. Apologies for the sounds, apologies for the lighting. We're still getting there with better equipment and carry on bringing you guys the content that you would like. If there's things you want to see and want to hear, if you think we've missed things out for essentials on a football coach, leave some comments. Please do leave us some feedback. I've had a couple of emails from people out there asking us to do certain shows. We're going to bring these shows out. I'm doing as much as we can. Bang, getting them likes and getting that subscribe. Bang, let's get this channel built. Look after yourselves. See you soon.